Let's continue the lecture. We have already studied the rates of taxes, that is the slab rate from the format book. I have already prepared the notes, so let's read it. Rate of income tax for individual HUF, AOP, BOI, artificial person. Refer format book. This particular rate slab is for individual HUF, AOP, BOI and artificial judicial person. Okay, so the rate for firms is flat 30%. Okay, whatever the total income the firm and the local authorities will earn, they have to pay a flat rate of 30%, and on that they may have to pay surcharge plus HEC. Okay, so what about in case of a company? In case of a company, if it is a domestic company, that is an Indian company, if the turnover of the company in the previous year 17-18, I already told you, let's understand previous year as a financial year. That means for the financial year 17-18, if the turnover of the company is less than or equal to 400 crores, then the rate of income tax is 25%. Okay, otherwise, what does otherwise means? If the turnover of the company in the previous year 17-18 is more than 400 crores, then the rate of income tax will be 30%. What about the company which is a non-domestic company? The rate of the income tax will be 40%. I hope this is quite clear. HEC we have already studied, that is health and education cess. Health and education cess is calculated on the total tax amount payable. So how is HEC calculated? On the total tax plus on this surcharge will be calculated. Whatever the surcharge amount plus the total tax amount into 4%, then we'll get HEC. Okay, there is a format. This is the format we have already studied. Here surcharge and health and education cess is there. When we'll study surcharge, then we'll again understand this format. Okay, so don't worry, stay calm. So let's now move on to a further important section, that is rebate under section 87A. So what is rebate under section 87A? Rebate under section 87A is available to a resident individual. Okay, it is available only to a resident individual whose total income does not exceed rupees 5 lakh. Following is the manner of calculating rebate. So what is rebate? See, I have already written here in simple word, rebates means discount on the tax payable. Rebate is like something like you have already earned an income up to 5 lakh. So government is like, if you have earned an income, that is the total income is up to rupees 5 lakh, so there is no need to pay any taxes. Okay, so here you will understand why I am saying that. Okay, following is the manner of calculating rebate. 100% of the income tax or rupees 12,500, whichever is lower of the above, will be reduced from the income tax. So let's go into the format book. Let's assume the type 1 of the individual, that is a normal person, if his total income is say rupees 5 lakh. So what does rebate says? Okay, rebate under section 87 is available to a resident individual only whose total income does not exceed 5 lakh. So in the format, let's assume Mr. Ram has 5 lakhs of income. He is a resident in India. Okay, don't get confused. He is a resident in India and his age is 40 years. Okay, so that means first type of an individual, normal individual. So that means his basic exemption limit is 2,50,000. Up to first 2,50,000 he does not need to pay any tax, so nil. But for the next 2,50,000, that is from 2,50,000 of his income to the 5 lakh, the tax will be calculated at the rate of 5%, which comes to around 12,500. Okay, so that means his total tax is around 12,500. Okay, we'll come here in the rebate working. Okay, rebates format, we'll write tax payable calculation comes to around 12,500. Okay, here we have to reduce rebate. So in our notes, what is the formula for that? If I want to calculate the rebate is kind of a discount. See over here, I have written less. Okay, this less means when we do less, when we get a discount, right? If the resident individual total income does not exceed rupees 5 lakh, so in our case, this individual's income is not exceeding rupees 5 lakh, right? Okay, then following is a manner of calculating rebate. 100% of the income tax, that means 100% is this. Okay, or 12,500, whichever is lower of above will be reduced from the income tax. So our 100% of the income tax is also 12,500 and other is 12,500, whichever is lower is 12,500. Okay, so we'll go in the format book, we'll reduce rebate. This is 12,500 less tax payable 0. If tax payable is 0, then HEC will be also 0. Therefore the final tax payable or tax liability is also 0. Okay, now let's understand with some other example. Same example with his total income, say rupees 4 lakh. So if his income is rupees 4 lakh, so your tax calculation will also change, right? For the first 2,50,000, that is the basic exemption limit, he does not need to pay tax. About 2,50,000 up to 4 lakh, that comes to around 1,50,000 of his income, he has to pay 5% of the tax. So on 1,50,000 into 5% is equal to 7,500, right? So his total tax calculation comes to around 7,500. So let's take it over here now. So the tax payable calculation comes to around 7,500. Okay, now let's come here in our normal notes and we'll write it over here. Okay, so 100% of the income tax comes to around 7,500 or 12,500. Out of this two, whichever is low. So rebate reduced from the tax payable is 7,500. Okay, are you understanding? 7,500 is lower, right? So here a rebate comes to 7,500, reducing it comes to 0. Since tax payable is 0, HEC will be 0 and the final tax liability will be 0. I hope this is quite clear to you all. Again, let's take another example, okay, so that no doubt will be there in your mind. Let's move into the format book. First, let me erase all this. Let's take, for example, if the assessor's income is rupees 6 lakhs. So whether rebate under section 87A will be available to him? Think. Okay. So let's go again to our notes and read the section. Rebate under section 87 is available to a resident individual only whose total income does not exceed 5 lakh. Since this person's income is exceeding 5 lakh, this person will not be able to avail the benefit of rebate. I hope this is quite clear to you all. Okay. So I hope you have understood this part, because this is the main crux. Either 100% of the income tax or 12,500, whichever is the lower, will be available. It is not like government has given straight 12,500 as rebate. No. See, if you earn less income like 4 lakh, 4 lakh 50,000, so whatever the tax amount, for example, if 4 lakh 50,000 is the income of any SSC, so 4,50,000 minus basic exemption limit comes to around, so that means on 2 lakh of the income, the SSC needs to pay 5% of the tax, right? That comes to around 10,000. So here we'll write 100% of the income tax comes to around 10,000 or 12,500. Out of this, whichever is lower will be allowed as rebate. Okay, so if we take this 12,500 as a rebate irrespective of this formula, then there will be a negative balance. See, for example, if tax calculated is 10,000 and we take 12,500 as the rebate, okay, so there will be negative 2,500. Government is not going to give you any refund, okay, because here any which ways you are not paying. Refund is available from the government of India only when you pay excess tax. Since here you are calculating tax to 10,000 and rebate amount is 10,000, you don't need to pay any tax, okay, and HEC will be also 0. So your final tax liability is also 0. I hope this is quite clear. Now let's understand it how to remember this particular section 87A. 87A's benefit is available to resident individual only, and it is not available to non-resident individual. So you need to always remember this T diagram for your better understanding. Here whatever I have written you will come to understand when we'll study capital gain chapter, but since I wanted to make a holistic notes, that's why I've already written it here. Let's understand it. We'll not stress more on this particular point, but as and when we'll study capital gain, you'll come to know why I have written it here. Okay, there in that particular chapter they have said that 87A's rebate will not be available on this particular amount of tax calculation. Okay, so what I have written, but rebate will not be allowed. But for what? See, resident individual is able to avail the benefit of 87A rebate up to 12,500 if his income tax calculation comes to the amount of tax payable less than 12,500, he'll get a rebate of less than 12,500. That means his tax liability will come to 0. Okay, but if the SS's income goes above 5 lakh, then rebates benefit is not available. Okay, so let's read it again. Rebate benefit available to resident individual is available. Okay, but rebate will not be available on the tax payable calculation under section 12A. So I hope 87A's rebate is completely understood by you. Okay, I'll revise it at the end, but for time being, I hope you have understood it. So this much was rebate under section 87A. I hope this is quite clear. Okay, let's move to surcharge. What is surcharge? Okay, now earlier surcharge was not so difficult, but from assessment year 2020-21, that means previous year 2019 2020, the finance minister has came up with this surcharge. Earlier the surcharge was this much only. Okay, now they have come up with such a difficult rates, we need to stretch on surcharge also. Okay, surcharge was a very simple concept. Okay, so for your attempt it is much more difficult, but I think in coming years the finance minister will come up with a relaxation in the surcharge rate, because the highest surcharge rate is 37%. Okay, so we have already learned to calculate mmr was 30% plus 37% plus 4%. So what is this 30%? Highest slab rate for an individual, right? Slab rate 37% is the highest limit of the surcharge. See, 37% is the highest limit of the surcharge, and HEC is 4%. Okay, it was around 42.744%. Okay, right? If you want, we can calculate it again, because I don't remember all this, what we say, this decimal figures. So let's calculate 30. Okay, wait, 30 plus 37% plus 4. Oh, 42.744%. Okay, so this is the maximum limit of the tax and income tax department can recover from an individual, only if such individual follows all the income tax acts, sections and rules. Okay, so this is the highest limit. I guess that is clear to you all. I'm erasing this from here because we have already studied MMR, maximum marginal rate. Okay, so let's now study surcharge. Surcharge in case of an individual, AOP, BOI and HUF is what? See, let's understand it. Okay, the total income, including the income under section 111A and under section 112A, if exceeds rupees 50 lakh but does not exceeds rupees 1 crore, the surcharge rate will be 10%. First we'll understand the rates of the surcharge, and then we'll understand what is surcharge exactly. Okay, so total income includes income under section 111A and under section 112A. So what is this two section? These two sections are basically gain from sale of shares in the stock market, listed shares. Okay, so 111A is for short term capital gain, and under section 112A is for long term capital gain. I hope this is clear. So if you earn this income also up to, see again I'll read, total income including income under section 111A and under section 112A, if exceeds rupees 50 lakh but does not exceeds rupees 1 crore, then the surcharge rate is 10%. Okay, but if the total income including the income under section 111A and under section 112A exceeds rupees 1 crore but does not exceed rupees 2 crore, then the rate of surcharge is 15%. Now here they have came up with something new. This is really difficult for some students to understand. Okay, but I have made it little easy, you can understand it very easily. If the total income excluding the income under section 111A and under section 112A exceeds rupees 2 crore but does not exceed 5 crore, then the surcharge of that total income will be 25%, but the surcharge for the income under section 111A and under section 112A will be 15%. So what does this means? Okay, I need a blank page first to understand this. If the total income of assessee, say, is rupees 50, no wait, I'll take a little different figure, 60 lakhs. Okay, 60 lakhs bifurcation is other than under section 111A and under section 112A is 50 lakhs in income under section 111A and under section 112A is 10 lakhs, then on this total income of 60 lakhs, surcharge will be calculated at the rate of 10%. Okay, how it will be calculated? Okay, it will be calculated in this manner. See, 60 lakhs, assuming he is a resident, okay, and his age is say 45 years. Okay, if his age is 45 years, so how it will be calculated? For this 50 lakhs, okay, 50 lakhs will be calculated as per slab rate. Okay, whatever the slab rate of type 1 individual we have studied. Okay, for the next 10 lakhs, which is as per under section 111A and under section 112A, so there is a special rate. Okay, over here, see, in basic concept we have special rates. 111A is for short term capital gain, that is 15%, and 112A is for long term capital gain on transfer of this listed securities, that is 10%. Okay, so it will be calculated in this manner. Okay, here you will not get rebate because the income has exceeded 5 lakhs. Okay, so how will be the surcharge calculated? Suppose it is calculated and tax amount comes to say rupees 10 lakh. It is an hypothetical example. Well, now we'll see it in our this format. Okay, tax calculation format. Okay, here we'll say he was a resident. His age is 45 years. Okay, his income is 60 lakhs. So we are calculating his total tax. Assume it is rupees say 10 lakhs. Okay, now surcharge for this particular individual will be, see, his surcharge will be total income including income under section 111A and 112A exceeds rupees 50 lakh but not exceeds rupees 1 crore. So since his income is 60 lakhs is falling between this slab, that is 50 lakhs to 1 crore. Okay, so his surcharge rate will be 10%. Surcharge is something that is charged over and above the basic slab of the income tax. Okay, here we'll write at the rate 10%. So on this 10 lakh, 10% will be calculated and it will come to 1 lakh and the total will come to around 11 lakhs. Now HEC will be calculated on this 11 lakhs at the rate 4%. Okay, so on 11 lakhs 4% comes to around 11 lakhs into 4% is equal to rupees 44,000. So our total tax liability will come to around 11 lakh 44,000. Okay, so surcharge is something that is calculated on this. Okay, on this. And how is this calculated? This is calculated using the slab rate and the special tax rate. So since we have to study the special tax rate as in when we're moving ahead in computation of the total incomes chapter or capital gains chapter, that time you will understand it better. Do not stress right now. I am just trying to make a holistic video so that if you have studied once also the direct tax subject, then if you are listening to this lecture it will be very helpful to you. Okay, you will find it I am over stressing it, but it's okay for the basic concept to be very clear. At times student does not know when to calculate surcharge. Is it to calculate after rebate? Firstly, if surcharge is calculated, then we will not be able to get rebate. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. Okay, so in this case I am taking a new example. If the SSE is non-resident and his age is say 65 years and his income is say 90 lakhs. So which slab rates you will be using? I hope you all have said this. Okay, irrespective of the age, the non-resident slab rate will be this only. So assume his total tax comes to around 15 lakhs. Okay, assume. We are not calculating all this. When we will go into total incomes chapter, that time we have to any which ways calculate. Now assume it comes to around 15 lakhs. Okay, since his total income is 90 lakhs, he is falling under this first. Okay, so that means his surcharge comes to around 10%. So we'll come back over here. Surcharge at the rate 10% will be calculated on this. So 10% of 15 lakhs is 1.5 lakh. The total of this two comes to around 16.5 lakh. Okay, and HEC will be calculated on this 16.5 lakh. Okay, on 16.5 lakh we'll calculate HEC. 16 lakhs 50,000 into 4% is equal to 66,000. Total comes to 17 lakhs 16,000. I hope this is clear. So you all may be thinking why so much tax is charged by the government. So this is how the Income Tax Act is. Okay, the SSC is charged a lot for earning higher income. So basically you can understand from here, if more the income you earn, the rate of tax will increase. For example, understand it like this: if your income is, that means the total income is less than or equal to rupees 50 lakhs, then your tax rate will be 30% is the highest slab rate, right? 30% plus you need to pay HEC. Since your surcharge is not coming, so surcharge will not be applicable, but HEC will be applicable at the rate 4%. So that means 31.2% is the rate of tax that an SSC has to pay. Okay, but if SSC earns more income, then he has to pay more tax. If he earns more than 50 lakhs, here surcharge will get revived. It will come 10% or say 15% or whatever the surcharge is applicable to that SSC. Okay, the higher the income you earn, the higher rate of income tax will be charged by the income tax department. This is how the income tax is. Okay, I have not made the rules. This is made by the income tax department. At times the question does not even ask you to calculate the tax liability, so that time you don't need to calculate. Okay, I'll explain you when to calculate the tax, when not to calculate the tax. The question specifically asks to compute the tax payable, or at times it only asks to calculate the total income. That's it. Okay, so let's understand the rates for the surcharge. Okay, so if the total income including the income under section 111A and under section 12A exceeds rupees 50 lakh but does not exceed rupees 1 crore, then the surcharge is 10%. But if the same exceeds 1 crore but does not exceed 2 crore, then the surcharge is 15%. But if the total income excluding the income under section 111A and under section 112 exceeds rupees 2 crore but does not exceed rupees 5 crore, then on such income excluding income under section 111A and under section 12A, the surcharge will be 25%, and income under section 111A and under section 12A will be liable to a surcharge of 15%. Okay, so that means this had a specific rate of 10% and this had a specific rate of 15%. if if they have earned this income and the total income other than the income under section 111A and under section 12A exceeds 2 crores and it is between 5 crore, they have to pay 25% of surcharge for that other income, and on this income under section 111A and under section 12A they have to pay the special rate of tax as well as they have to pay the surcharge on the special rate of tax. I hope this is quite clear to you all. Okay, as and when we'll move ahead and study capital gain chapter and PGPP, that is professional gains and business and professions. Okay, so that time we'll come to know how we have to use all this. Okay, so then last part of the slab is the total income excluding income under section 111A and under section 112A exceeds rupees 5 crores, then the rate of surcharge is 37%, which is the highest rate of surcharge in the history of the income tax that they are charging now. Okay, so this is 37%, and income under section 111A and under section 112A they have to pay 15% only. See, okay, so they have given a relief on this income. Okay, why they have given this relief? When I am explaining you capital gains chapter, okay, again I'll come back over here and I'll tell you why they have done this. Okay, okay, what was the motto behind this differentiation and keeping the surcharge rate to 15% only? Okay, I hope this is quite clear. The next concept remaining is the surcharge for firm. Okay, what will be the surcharge for firm? So if the firm earns an total income exceeding rupees 1 crore, then surcharge applicable to the firm will be 12%. Okay, over and above 30%. That means in firm's case, what will be the maximum rate of tax? 30% plus 12% plus 4%. What is this 30%? Flat rate. What is this 12%? This is surcharge. What is this 4%? This is HEC. Let's calculate what is the rate of tax. Okay, 30 plus 12% plus 4%, which is equal to 34.944%. This is the maximum rate of tax that an firm has to pay if his income exceeds rupees 1 crore. Okay, I hope this is quite clear. But what if his income does not exceeds 1 crore? If the income of the firm does not exceed 1 crore, then surcharge will not be applicable. Then what will be the rate of the tax? 30 plus 4%, which comes to around 31.2%. I hope this is quite clear to you all. Okay, so I have explained you the rate of the firm, but to be honest, there are no questions on the firm at IPC level. This is majorly part of CA final, but for your general knowledge, see, when you clear your IPCC, you will go in a firm and you will start working under a chartered accountant. There you have different kinds of SSE, all types of SSE that we have studied. Okay, SSE is a person, and person's definition has many items: individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, firm, company, artificial judicial person. So you will able to see all this kind of people. So at that time you should not go blank. That's why I'm teaching you here. Okay, and our syllabus also covers the rate. At least you should be aware of the rate. You should not go blank on the rates. Okay, and trust me, they will not ask this rates and all in MCQ also. I am writing here MCQ and I'll strike it off. They'll not even ask in MCQ, but it is for your understanding. Company. So company surcharge will understand. Okay, surcharge in case of a domestic company, if the total income exceeds rupees 1 crore but does not exceed rupees 10 crore, then the surcharge applicable to the company is 7%. But if the total income exceeds rupees 10 crore, then the surcharge percentage is 12%. Okay. What is the surcharge in case of a non-domestic company, that is a foreign company? The total income exceeds rupees 1 crore but does not exceed 10 crore, then the rate of surcharge is 2%. If the total income exceeds rupees 10 crore, then the rate of surcharge is 5%. So now you all may be wondering, why is this discrimination for the company? If it is an Indian company, the Indian companies has to pay a surcharge of 7% and 12%, which is much more higher than a foreign company. So why is this the case? So let me tell you, surcharge in case of a non-domestic company, why the surcharge is so low as compared to the domestic company? This is low because the government of India is trying to bring the all foreign companies in India and to manufacture or carry on their business in India. So that's why they have kept this lower surcharge. Okay, for example, there are two countries and there is a third country in which there is a company, whatever XYZ company is there, and they are evaluating an option whether India or Pakistan. Okay, and in India the rate of surcharge over and above the tax is 2% and 5%. Okay, and in Pakistan it is, say for example, 5% and 15%. Okay, surcharge. This is India and this is Pakistan. Okay, so the rate of income tax for non-domestic company is 40%. So the surcharge or the total tax amount will be calculated in this manner: 40% plus SC plus HEC. Okay. So any which ways, the Indian company have a benefit of 25% tax or 30% of tax. Okay, we have already studied the rate of taxes. So there is no indiscrimination, but here why they have reduced the surcharge rates is because mostly Pakistan is also a country where the rates of income tax for the foreign company will be 40% only. So if they have this surcharge rates higher than India, so the company in a third country will definitely not go in Pakistan. They'll come to India for business. Okay, and this will create employment opportunities in India. That's why government has kept the rates lower of surcharge in India. I think this is quite digestible to you all, why the rate difference is there in domestic company and foreign company. I hope this is quite clear. So now moving to the last part of the chapter, that is marginal relief. This is very important. What is marginal relief? Marginal relief, I can't make you all understand in the notes, because it is format based. What is marginal relief? So we'll understand firstly from the point of an individual. So what is basically this marginal relief? Now let me make you all understand. See, if an SSC earns an income of total income of rupees 50 lakhs, okay, then no surcharge will be applicable. Okay, no surcharge will be applicable to him. But what if the total income of the SSC is say rupees 51 lakhs? Then surcharge will be definitely applicable, because he will come under this, right? Total income including income under section 111A and under section 112A exceeding rupees 50 lakhs but not exceeding rupees 1 crore is 10%. So that means in this case his maximum rate of tax will be 31.2%, that is 30% plus 4%, that is HEC. But here the same person will have to pay the tax of 30% plus 10% plus 4%. So let's calculate the rate. 30 plus 10% plus 4% is equal to 34.32%. Just because this SSC is earning 1 lakh rupees extra, then as compared to here he has to pay a tax of 34.32% on his entire income. So this is an injustice on that SSC. So let's take this example in our format over here. Okay, we are talking about individual. Okay, marginal relief is available to individual as well as to the firm and as well as to the company. Whatever we have studied here, see, we have studied for individual AOP, BOI, HUF, we have studied surcharge for firm, we have studied for company. Marginal relief is available for all these types of SSC. Okay, but I want to clarify you right now. In exam, it will be asked mostly for individual only. But even if asked for firm or company, you just need to know the rates of surcharge. Okay, and the method of calculating the marginal relief is same for all three: individual, firm, and company. The method of calculation is same only, but you need to be aware of the rates. Okay, so let's say I have taken that example. Okay, if the income of individual say rupees 51 lakh and this individual is a resident, okay, and his age is 51 years, okay, so he has earned a total income of 51 lakhs. We'll calculate his tax as per this slab rate. For first 2,50,000 he does not need to pay any tax. For the next 2,50,000 he needs to pay 5%, which comes to around 12,500. For the next 5 lakh he needs to pay 20% of the tax, which comes to around 1 lakh. Okay, for about 10 lakhs, that is 51 lakhs minus 10 lakhs into 30%, that is 41 lakhs into 30%. How much will be that? 41 lakhs into 30% is equal to 12 lakh 30,000. Okay, so this means the total comes to around, wait, I'll take it in the outer column here. Okay, so the total comes to around something 12 lakh 30,000 plus 1 lakh plus 12,500, which is coming to 1342 500. Let's check we have properly calculated. Okay, we have properly calculated. So surcharge, so the surcharge applicable this individual will be 10%, right? So at the rate of 10%, his surcharge will come to around 1,34,250. I hope this is quite clear. That means the tax payable by this particular individual will be 1,34,000, 13,42,500 plus 10% is equal to 14,76,750. So that means if the individual earns 51 lakhs, that is only 1 lakh extra over 50 lakhs, he is covered under this surcharge. He has to pay 10% surcharge over and above the tax rate. which is given in the slab rates. Okay, so that means his total tax liability comes to around 14,76,750. What if the tax payable, if his total income would have been 50 lakhs? Okay, so we'll calculate his tax payable. If his income would have been 50 lakh, that means surcharge would have not been applicable. So for 2,50,000 will be nil. For the next 2,50,000, it will be 12,500 plus next 5 lakh will be 1 lakh. Okay, equal to 1 lakh 12,500 will memory plus it. So that means over and about 10 lakhs he has earned 40 lakhs. That is, in total he has earned 50 lakhs. Okay, so that means over and about 10 lakhs he has earned 40 lakhs. So on 40 lakhs into 30% will be equal to 12 lakhs and will again memory plus it. Okay, now we'll memory recall. This tax is coming around 13 lakh 12,500, right? So you can see there is a difference between these two. Okay, so what is the difference? Well, memory clear it. 14 lakh 76,750 minus 13 lakh 12,500 is equal to 1 lakh 64,000. So see, I have already made a format. Excess tax payable in this two scenario is 1 lakh 64,250. Okay, but what is the excess income that particular assessee has earned over and above 50 lakh? He has earned only 1 lakh, right? So see, marginal relief will be calculated from C. C means 1 lakh 64,500 minus excess income over 50 lakh, that is 1 lakh. Okay, so that means the marginal relief will be of 64,000. Okay, wait, I have written a wrong figure over here. 64,250. So it will come to around 64,250. So this is the marginal relief. Okay, so that means the assessee needs to pay 14 lakh 76,750, which is this. See, A is what? A we have calculated 14 lakh 76,500. So I have written it here, 14 lakh 76,500 minus what I have written here, marginal relief. So what is the formula? A minus D. So D is equal to 64,250. So minus 64,250. Okay, so we'll calculate that. 14 lakh 76,750 minus 64,250 is equal to 14 lakh 12,500. So you can see that if the assessee has only earned 1 lakh rupees extra, you can't charge 1 lakh 64,250 tax extra on that 1 lakh of income. It is like more than 100% of the tax. So that's why income tax department has given this relief. So if you have noticed that 1 lakh which is earned excess of rupees 50 lakhs is taxed 100%. Let me explain you. Okay, now see, if the tax payable, if his income would have been 50 lakhs, if the income would have been 50 lakhs, then the tax would have been 13 lakh 12,500. But since he has earned extra 1 lakh over and above 50 lakh, so his tax is coming to around 14 lakh 12,500, which is exactly 1 lakh extra. Okay, so that means whatever extra income he has earned, it is 100% taxed over here. You have already downloaded the format book. I'll request you all to print that format book, solve this kind of a sum. Write this example over there. If the income of the individual is rupees 51 lakhs, resident 51 years, and his income is 51 lakhs, so how will calculate the marginal relief? Okay, so the marginal relief will be calculated in this manner. I'll be erasing this so that you will get a clean format book. Okay, so please take a print and write this. Pause a video exactly over here and write it. I'm giving time to write all this. Okay, I hope this is quite clear. I hope you all have copied also. I am erasing it now. Okay, now let's move to another example. Suppose if the total income of an individual is 110 lakhs, that means 1 crore and 1 lakh. Okay, so the surcharge applicable for such income will be 15%. If you remember here, see, the surcharge will be applicable, that is 15%. I hope this is clear to you all. The total income including income under section 111A and under section 112A exceeds rupees 1 crore but does not exceed rupees 2 crore, then the surcharge will be 15%. I hope this is quite clear. So in this case, let's understand, if the income of an individual is 1 crore and 1 lakh, that means just because of earning that extra 1 lakh, his surcharge has increased from 10% to 15%. That's why I've written it in blue. See, okay, so let's calculate the tax payable including surcharge on the total income. Okay, so for the first 2,50,000, he does not need to pay any tax. For the next 2,50,000, he needs to pay 12,500. For the next 5 lakh, he needs to pay 1 lakh. For over and above that 10 lakhs, that is 101 lakhs minus 10 lakhs is equal to 91 lakhs into 30% is equal to 27 lakhs 30,000. Okay, so the total 27 lakh 30,000 plus 1 lakh plus 12,500 is equal to 28 lakhs 42,500. Okay, on this 28 lakhs 42,500, surcharge of 15% will be applicable. So we'll calculate 15% surcharge, which comes to around 4,26,375. Okay, so the total tax payable will be 4,26,375 plus 28 lakhs 42,500 is equal to 32,68,875. Okay, so it is not as simple as our first earlier example. Here we have to calculate the tax payable if the total income would have been 1 crore. If the income would have been 1 crore, then the surcharge will also be applicable of 10%. Okay, so we'll calculate if whatever will be the tax if the income would have been 1 crore. So for the first 2,50,000 nil, for the next 2,50,000 12,500. Okay, memory plus. For the next 5 lakh, the tax will be 1 lakh, memory plus. For over and above 10 lakh, that is 90 lakhs, will be 30%, which is equal to 27 lakh, memory plus. So our total tax would have been 28 lakh 12,500. On this we have to pay over and above the slab rates, we have to pay surcharge of 10%. So 28 lakhs 12,500 plus 10% is equal to 30 lakhs 93,750. Okay, so you can see this, there is a difference. So we'll calculate here. Okay, excess tax payable. So we need to calculate excess tax payable. How we can calculate that? The formula is A minus B. So A is 32,68,875, and for the B, then the tax payable would have been 30,93,750. So we'll calculate that. 32,68,875 minus 30,93,750. Okay, so 1,75,125. That means you can clearly see it. For earning 1 lakh extra over 1 crore, we have to pay an excess tax of 1,75,125. That is around 175% of tax on that particular 1 lakh rupees. So that is an injustice on the SSC. That's why we are getting marginal relief. Okay, so amount calculated in C is equal to 1,75,125 minus excess income over this 1 crore is 1 lakh. So that means marginal relief is around 75,125. So our final tax liability would be A, that is 32,68,875 minus 75,125 comes to around 31,93,750. Okay, I hope this is quite clear to you all. This was the marginal relief concept. If you want, you can copy it. Okay, you need to only memorize this format and understand it, so that you do not need to think a lot in your exam. Because see, exam is something that you need to complete in a particular time frame. There is no challenge like you should know everything conceptually. At times you need to know some formats for your easy understanding. See, concepts you are I am taking so much time and efforts to make you all understand the concept. Okay, now understand the concept, but for exam you need to know all the formats, how to go through the sums. Okay, if you don't know that, then you are definitely stuck in the exam. Okay, so please do not do like what we say khatro ke khiladi types, that no, we'll do this stunt in exam. Do not do that stunts in exam. Do whatever stunt you want to do in practice, and make a proper understanding of a subject and solve the sums from this particular subject, and then only go for exam. Do not audit this chapter. Okay, so anyways, when we'll move ahead, you will get all the formats, so that you don't need to waste time to draw the format. You just write the format 2-3 times and you will be able to memorize it. It is like the cash flow only. Okay, if you have studied cash flow, you know what I am talking about. Okay, so I hope this is quite clear. So we have come to an end. I would like to request to the students who are new to this channel to subscribe to this channel, and the students who are already subscribed to this channel and who are also new to this channel, kindly hit a like button to all my videos whichever you are viewing. This will help YouTube to recognize that this particular lectures are good enough, and it will push it to the maximum audience as much as possible. And I would also request you all to share the video lectures, the playlist of my video lectures, to all of your friends who are connected with the CA course. Above here you can see a mobile number besides the UPI apps. So what is this? So basically, earlier when I used to teach on YouTube for free of cost, few students used to contact me and used to tell me that, sir, I want to appreciate you in a monetary terms. Please give us your account number so that we can make a monetary contribution to you. So that time I wasn't sure to give them my account details, and that time the UPI apps were also not so much in popular. So that's why they were safe or not, that was also a concern. But after this COVID and the lockdown, the UPI is being commonly used by everyone. So if you want to make a monetary contribution to me, you can make it over here. And I would also request you all, if you are making any monetary contribution to me, please send me a screenshot of that so that I can recognize who have made a monetary contribution to me, and I can appreciate them on my social media handles over here, including the YouTube, in my video lectures. And whatever the contribution you are making to this UPI number, it is at your will. There is nothing dramatic about that you have to make a contribution to me. The video lectures are completely free, as well as the notes, and the format book is also free. You can download it from the Telegram group. Just you need to do is you need to join the Telegram group, and from there you can download it. I hope you all make the full use of the video lectures and the direct text playlist along with the notes as well as the format book, and secure an exemption in CA IPC paper 4 taxation. And I would like to wish you all the best for your future.